Greetings, Earthlings! Welcome to another episode of A Day in the Life. Today we have Project Prefect, who came in for a routine check, but we decided to install a transaxle fluid cooler, which you can see here. And I'll just walk you through real quick what was done, and also try get some diagnostic data from the engine to see whether we have made any progress whatsoever. So don't mind the mess, the harness mess. It's just the usual. We had to reroute this harness that feeds the front crash sensor for the SRS, ambient air temp probe, and of course the horns. And we found some mild damage here, which will be repaired. We'll most likely also replace these guys because, you know, might be just a better time for an upgrade. So yes, basically this is a multi-row cooler sourced from one of our partners, and we did a bit of housekeeping here to try tidy the hoses, not to make any contact with any of the body panels, but also while keeping it away from all the usual stuff. I'm not sure if you can see very well, but down there this box makes it very easy to plumb in an aftermarket cooler because the fluid lines are accessible and easy to get to. So the places that we had a little bit of risk of contact with the body, we have put in some sacrificial hoses that will prevent any chafing or contact with the body. So yeah, fluid input and output to the core, and the core has been mounted securely on the slam panel, 2 points there and one bracket here just to make it nice and firm. It's quite snug, eh? Alright, I can hear the radiator fan running, meaning the engine is up to temp and our ATF count is at 108. That is about maybe 50 or 60 degrees. Let's see whether we are accurate. Yeah, that's about 50 degrees. And on this side, yeah, so it's actually cooling. So inlet side is about 56, the outlet is about 52, so that's a 4-degree difference just from sitting. It actually feels warm to the touch. So the plan now is to go out on the road, blast the car around, see whether we can get temperatures slightly lower than what it used to be before. This is the part where I can pull a Doug DeMuro and say, is that how you say his name? DeMuro? Anyway, if you watch his channel, you know how he starts. Driving the Nissan Tiida. And don't sweat the flashing airbag light, that's because the crash sensor at the front is disconnected. I have my maps ready to go, and I am going to be recording our telemetry. We are now up to 110 on ATF temp count. I'll do those conversions on video later, but yep, let's go for it and see. The plan is to go for a brisk power drive, load the transaxle as much as possible, pick up some speed, load the engine, and see whether we can get to boil the fluid, and also to test my workmanship, see whether we pop any hoses. Alright, wish me luck. Alright, so after a brisk 15-minute run, we were only able to get the temp to about 130 on the count, which comes to just about 65 degrees, give or take, which is awesome because this vehicle used to boil to about the 90s just under normal driving. But in all fairness, it's evening, so it's cooling off. Ambient temps are still not so bad. I will do the same blast tomorrow and just see whether we can get it to boil anything above 80s. Yeah, so something else I forgot to mention is that because of the setup of the factory cooler, this guy here, it has coolant lines, of course, running from the cooling circuit through to the cooler, which sits somewhere there, and that meant that great, someone's calling. 1 minute, I'll be right back. And so far no leaks, very happy about that. The pipe joints are holding properly because I used slightly smaller clamps so that they would bite nicely. I cannot see any problem with the pipe routing. I used some pipe guides, and like I said, the sacrificial hosing around the piping in order to help it sit nicely. And down underneath, looks like we don't have any leaks whatsoever, both on the feed and return pipes, which were also customized. Yeah, so I think we're a happy camper. Based on this data, I think we will be able to see whether we are doing all right. So I'll go review it and see what it's about. But so far, I'm liking results, and that means tomorrow or the day after we'll patch up the horns, then put back the crash sensor for the SRS, as well as tidying up the front end, just the plastic trims and making sure they fit nicely. Go for a hot water power wash and call it a day. Yep, so if you own one of these guys, Nissan Tiida, Nissan Note, Nissan Sylphy, Bluebird, you know, the usual suspects, I think this is a really good idea to have your transmission fluid cooled by an aftermarket fluid to air cooler, just like this one. And as usual, we put our little touch over there so that service crew coming in here will know that the work was done by competent service crew. And on that bombshell, we'd like to call it a day. Subscribe, tell your friends, and like the video. Until the next time, peace.